Last 5 games. Mason Crosby set to kick it off for Green Bay, and it's Boston Scott, who was the main kickoff return man in 2020, stepping into that role for the first time in 2022. Mild is the Philadelphia offense.
Jalen Hurts, Channelview High School.
Miles Sanders, Penn State.
A.J. Brown, Ole Miss.
Quez Watkins, Athens High School.
Devontae Smith, Alabama.
Jack Stoll, Nebraska.
Jordan Mailata, Jeff Stoutland, University.
Landon Dixon, Beaumont Elementary.
Jason Kelsey, Cincinnati.
Ixel Marvel, Oregon State.
Lane Johnson, Groveton High School.
Offensive line star all but one game together. The Eagles offense is 4th in points, 5th in yards. They're missing Dallas Goedert, who has a shoulder injury. They just have kids come out and grab the tee after the kickoff. Well, the kid who was out there to grab the tee just stood out there. They finally got him off the field. Glad somebody saw it. All right, there you go. I got the picture. All ready to go. A deflection by Kingsley Enagbari. So it's Hurts at quarterback for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has gone from question mark to exclamation point on this team. Really unsure if he was the guy going into the year. Second or third choice in the MVP race right now. He has changed it with those numbers, including a big factor with his legs. 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. Miles Sanders comes in, and the running back's at the top of the screen for 2nd and 10. Trying to get it over to Devontae Smith, so it'll be 3rd down. Adrian Amos over there on the coverage.
Mike, already a change here for the Green Bay Packers on defense. Rudy Ford is in starting at one of the safety positions for Darnell Savage. And one of the things that the Packers spent a lot of time talking about this week is we have to be tougher. We have to be more physical. And that's exactly right, trying to take on this power running game of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Rotating all the backs here in this early series. Sideline. 2 had a chance, couldn't get to him, and a Packer is injured on the play.
Well, you want to know why it's so hard to play the Philadelphia Eagles? And they had plenty of X's and O's out there, but eventually you take your best athlete at the linebacker position, that being Quay Walker, put him right there, and you say, all right, if he runs, you tackle him. But he couldn't tackle him.
And Hurts and the Eagles have it at the 49-yard line.
Dean Lowry, Northwestern.
Kenny Clark, UCLA.
Jaron Reed, Alabama. Preston Smith, Stevenson High School.
Chris Barnes, UCLA.
Quay Walker, Chris County High School.
Kingsley Enagbari, South Carolina.
John Money Alexander, Louisville.
Adrian Amos, Baltimore, Maryland.
Rudy Ford, Auburn.
Rasul Douglas, Sussex Ave.
Douglas and Ford, former Eagles, come back to the 38-yard line. Miles Sanders, 8th in attempts, 9th in yards in rushing to Devontae Smith, the 2020 Heisman Trophy winner. Jair Alexander, the corner on the tackle. Good gain on 1st down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles played a little tempo with this game tonight, because Devondre Campbell, the signal caller for the Packers, is out. Quay Walker, the rookie, is in calling those signals, so you try and speed up that process a bit for him.
Collins started the week with the Rams, was cut, acquired by the Packers, flew into Green Bay on Thursday, and here he is making a play on Sunday.
Yeah, well, your job is to set
plate there. Could have been if it would have stayed there longer. Via the legs of Hurts on this opening drive. Gains of 24 and now 27. They're going to stay out there and go quick and try to knock him out right here.
from the quarterback position.
Down.
And when it gets right down to nasty time, they can blow you off the ball too.
Jake Elliott had the ankle injury. Long drives of 24. Classic Italian sandwiches. Because the turkey's about done now, right? You clean out the refrigerator tonight. You move on. back to regularly scheduled eating.
Just hit that tips jar hard, man. Holiday season. Let's go.
That's
Inside
right.
out.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
Ball blowing off the tee as Jake Elliott is set to kick off. As we mentioned, the unseasonably mild night, also with some wind, gusts of around 20 miles per hour at times. We got the goalpost to our left shaking as you watch. Field goals going right to left on your screen are going to be the ones that will, and that was not pretty. Long field for the Green Bay offense.
Aaron Rodgers, Butte Community College.
Aaron Jones, El Paso, Texas.
Alan Lazard, Iowa State.
Christian Watson, North Dakota State.
Robert Tunyon, McHenry East Campus.
Mercedes Lewis, UCLA.
David Bakhtiari, Colorado.
Elton Jenkins, Mississippi State. Josh Myers, Ohio State.
John Runyon, Michigan.
Josh Nyman, Virginia Tech.
Same offensive line started the last 3 games. It's some rare stability for a Packer team scoring under 19 points a game this year. 26th in the league. Coming across the 20-yard line, could not secure the catch. You know, Aaron Rodgers' first pass of the year was a long one that Watson couldn't secure, and from that point on, it's just been off. No matter what you look at with Green Bay, it's just been off, and the numbers for Rodgers, we'll detail it a bit later on. Some of the lowest numbers we've seen in his now 18th year in the NFL.
And Watson has been dropping some balls early in games. We saw it against Dallas. He dropped the first 2 and then came back and had a monster day. So it's what they need.
Yard line, pick up of about 5 for Jones, who is 7th in the league in rushing yards, just under 800. And he's top 10 in yards from scrimmage as well. This backfield has to set some of the tone for Green Bay here again tonight.
No, all the tone. They have to run the football tonight. We saw it in Buffalo, same sort of thing, even when they were way behind. They've got to establish that they can run the ball to create the one-on-ones on the outside to hopefully get some big plays.
Romeo Doubs, the rookie. And the Eagles have it at the Packers 29. Rodgers throwing more picks than normal this year. That his 8th. Linebacker drags him a couple more yards to the 23, a pickup of 6.
Mike, you watch as much of this stuff as I do over here. If you're the Green Bay Packers on defense, you have to keep Jalen from running the ball, right?
Yep.
You can't. At the end of the game, they basically won the game in Indy because he was able to run it at the end and go in. If he beats you throwing the ball, you got to say so be it. But you can't allow him to run the ball the way he did on that first drive.
Around the 15-yard line, Adrian Amos was there after Preston Smith couldn't tackle him.
So you get great players from the backside to run this. But what happens here is when you no longer have the disadvantage of offense, quarterback handing off and standing there and watching the play, right?
Number 7 on the year for Miles Sanders.
And running over the green.
Right, no good. His second missed extra point of the season. It's the only thing that hurts. The Voice is live. Vote in real time to decide which artist will continue on The Voice. It's live Mondays and Tuesdays at 8, 7 Central on NBC and streaming on Peacock. Link is rocking, as it has been all season long. The 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Ball off the tee again for Elliott. Second time in a row with the wind's down at this end of the stadium. Touchdown run by Sanders, by the way. That's his 7th. That is a career high. There's a lot more season to go.
Right now, the Eagles on pace to rush for 800 yards in this game. I'm not even kidding you. I just did it. Maybe more.
Poor kick return last time. Determined to make it a better one. And here is the Philadelphia defense.
Brandon Graham, Detroit Crockett. Fletcher Cox, Yazoo City High School. Javon Hargrave, South Carolina State.
Josh Sweat, Florida State.
Hassan Reddick, Temple University.
TJ Edwards, Wisconsin.
Kazir White, Lackawanna.
James Bradbury, Sanford.
Marcus Epps, Wyoming. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Florida.
Darius Big Play Slay, Brunswick High School.
Only San Francisco giving up fewer yards per game. And there's somebody's got it on the Eagles side of midfield to the 49-yard line.
One of the really good things, that flashiness, that speed, his ability in the passing game. Seeing a little bit more of Jones now.
They have 5.5 fewer snaps. Run on the edges. Those corners will be tested. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, but he says, okay, enough of that. One of the many double-digit year veterans on this Eagles defensive front, and that one's been here for a long time.
We've talked about him a lot. With this team, they're not a two-gap team. They're not reading and reacting. They're blowing up and reacting, and nobody does that better than Fletcher Cox. He has been fantastic for his entire career.
20, pick up of 30 as Aaron Jones doing damage on the edge.
Great job. They run a bootleg action away, and Jones is going to get up. The play action can win for the Green Bay Packers.
The Packers respond right away. Is Dillon down? There's one official who's walking in for a look at it on the side. They put the arms up for touchdown. 250-pound A.J. Dillon. The veteran adds the extra point. Woof! Fast start here. All right, Packer fans, Dillon touchdown.
The best surprises are found where you least expect them. At a price that you won't believe. Where? Lowe's, actually. Black Friday is here. Get our best deals on everything for the season while you can.
There is Jeffrey Lurie, almost 3 decades of owning the Philadelphia Eagles. Bought this team in 1994. What a job he's done, this organization. And a guy from Boston, a Boston kid who grew up going to Patriots games. Really made Philadelphia so much a part of his life, his home. Kickoff return by Boston Scott was taken out to the 27-yard line. So the Batman theme, Darius Slay brought it up for the receivers, but it fits the quarterback too. Jalen Hurts, the numbers have gotten better each year significantly in terms of completion percentage and the run threat Chris has been talking about. Tying Cam Newton through 30 starts for the most by a QB in NFL history. Yards per pass is terrific, and rushing touchdown, it's the whole league, 6th. Chance to be in the top 5 in both. That hasn't happened in 50 years in the NFL. Miles Sanders' legs that time, Chris gaining 7 yards.
Yeah, and it was interesting to talk with Jalen Hurts, wasn't it? A very serious-minded guy, and you were talking about him as well. Just the idea that somebody so young could be that serious-minded. But that really is the fit here in Philadelphia with this team, with this offensive line.
Here for a couple of yards. I'll give you an example of that we were talking. He said to us he was thinking during the week about a comment he made to the media in his press availability. He said, I set the temperature. And he was thinking, well, did that come off the wrong way? So to be a couple of years in the league, his third, and to be thinking in that way, that shows you the maturity and the preparation for the position of this guy.
And not one person on this football team would have disputed it. He does.
Right.
He does.
He knows when you're the quarterback, the energy that he's on 3rd and 1, but he got pulled back here. Inakbari may have kept him short of a first down, which is rare on 3rd and 1.